Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this press conference, which will be addressed by the national team coach. He's going to address many issues, most of them around forthcoming fixtures. As well, release the fixtures for the summer, also can share the dates for the international games. So this is basically just an interaction. You'll be given an opportunity to ask questions at the end, and we can close at that. So I will now invite the coach to just give us an overview, and then we can pick it up from there.
Okay, dear respected ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to come in front of you. First thing that I would like to mention, your humble presence here is giving us a very good signal. As a witness of time, last 20 years in Africa, whichever country ever wanted to reach somewhere, one of the important puzzles in mosaic were, of course, media. You are a bridge between us and what we do here on this side, and consumers of the game of football, supporters of Chipolo Polo. In that regard, thanking you for your presence, looking forward in a positive spirit to build the momentum. You will agree, in Zambia, football has never been the problem. Football is second religion. And when you're looking at that, our only problem is producers of performance and result, players, to be injected with confidence and belief, and that confidence and belief to lead them to performances and results based on their talent and quality that will bring the happiness to the nation. In that regard, I would like to touch three crucial aspects. One is behind us. I will not repeat that since February I'm around. I will like to say that we started like house on fire with activities, with planning friendly matches. It was not meant to be. And we went then to the plan B due to this COVID-19 lockdown program for the players, restart of the league, all the things that have happened, you have witnessed yourself. We have, during that period, practically gone into the important aspect. You know, when you want to have a strong football, then you need to have system and structures. On already established system and structures in Zambian football, we wanted to strengthen it, to make it much more effective. And in that regard, one of the important aspects that we have done is we want to unify the protocols and procedures in the respective technical teams. And that to happen, we have done the goalkeeping coaching course with 47 participants passing through. We have done video analysis, first time in history of this country, and scouting course with 41 participants passing through. And when you have that in mind, this has been just a start of the journey of building the capacity of our respective technical teams, so that respective technical teams we are brought on board. Every single coach in this country I count as assistant. Everyone need to participate. Everyone need to be part of a teamwork that will build us momentum, that will lead us into the challenges that we are having ahead of us. And when I'm talking about that, at present we are in a moment when competitions are in recess. However, in transfer period that is ongoing, and knowing the restart of the league on 17th of October and before Cup and Charity Shield and all the competition, we shall at present, looking forward, and I'm very happy. I would like to use the opportunity to congratulate Nkana upon winning the league, to congratulate Forest upon going into the qualification for the Champions League together with Nkana. Wishing the best to NAPSA and to Green Eagles that are going to Confederation Cup. we shall, with all the experience that I have and all the network of friends that I have in Africa, stand available to our respective teams representing the country in the best possible way, that we really have an outing, because any single international match our players play on club level will necessarily count to us into the later challenges that we shall have with the national team. And during the month of September, we shall go to the respective technical teams, see what has been done with goalkeeping and video analysis, see the plans of the respective technical teams of the Premier League division, of the first division teams. But also we shall go and have 2 days visitation of the provinces. We want to, on the road of decentralizing the football, to go into the provinces, and there we shall have an, I want to call it, compacted part of goalkeeping course and scouting course for the provinces, because we want one talented boy, for example, from Mansa or Chinsali and whatsoever, to not be missed, but to be recognized in right time, spotted and brought for the national interest to the books in positive way, being counted. And when I'm talking about that, I would like to say that we shall have 2 days visitation to the provinces, and there we shall, in first day, do the education and capacity building of technical staff, and second day we shall, from the provincial leagues, first and second, make an under-23 squad of young players from the provinces that will make provincial teams, and those provincial teams will later play against the Chan team, or our Chan team, so that really we recognize and see whether there is any player that we have missed out on local level. Because local level is the first ring of our selection, and when you have that in mind, we really do not want to allow stone unturned in order to do everything the best for the good of Zambian football. Touching more over that, at present, under 15, from tomorrow we are starting the training. Under 15 national team is starting the training, and me and Coach Oswald, we shall be involved in that to prepare them for the tournament in Croatia, where they are supposed to have that first touch with international football, so that we really take care of those youngsters that in 10 years' time are supposed to be the flag bearers in the senior team. Now, going back, during all this period, we have awaited what CAF will do in regards to competitions. And as we have seen, we have a clear picture what will happen in front of us. I'm owing to tell you that we have prepared an international friendly match, 2 international friendly matches against the national team of United Arab Emirates. However, it was not meant to be, due to the fact that now in September World Cup qualifiers for the Asia have been cancelled, so those friendly matches are off. We are looking to move them to October, and in October we are looking to have a double program where senior national team of Chipolo Polo will play 2 international friendly matches against United Arab Emirates. We shall still see what will happen, because time has come when even the best planning need to have plan B. So we are expecting to play those 2 friendly matches against them in October, and in the same moment to prepare ourselves for the COSAFA tournament, where we are defending champions, and where we shall probably use the Chan local base team in order to give them the best possible platform for the January Chan in Cameroon, so that they get an cohesion and gelling and automatism, an aspect of bringing together and building a strong team that will not just participate in Chan in January, from January in Cameroon, but also go all the way towards being proper contenders on that competition. And now, when I'm looking at everything, in my personal conclusion, we are having in November between 9th and 17th match days 3 and 4 of Total African Cup of Nations 2022 in Cameroon qualifiers is meaning we are playing against Botswana home and away. And that to happen, we really need to prepare ourselves in advance, and competitive advantage need to be with us. And I'm extremely happy seeing last night, I'm watching, unfortunately, Djurgården of Sweden with Emmanuel Banda being injured, but hoping for the best to recover. Chilufya there, watching in Russia, our boys playing there, watching now and looking, expecting on 25th to watch directly to the link game between Liverpool and Red Bull Salzburg with our boys there. We have seen action in South Africa. Practically, we have seen some of the players moving, some of them towards Tanzania, some of them towards Israel, some of them towards South Africa, like Charles Zulu, and many more to follow. We are looking to have as many as possible players playing in professional ranks. When we want to achieve something, we always need to compare ourselves with the best on the continent. And comparing with the best on the continent, first thing that we need to take in consideration is how to become the best on the continent. And you look at Algeria, winner of Africa Cup of Nations, and see where their players are playing, and Senegal finalists, and where their players are playing, is meaning we need to spice it up, our national team, with the players that are playing in highly competitive leagues, together combined with the local players, to have an extremely competitive team that will turn the talent and quality into performances and results. So we are having in November Botswana double header. We are having then after local league in December, and end of December we shall be involved in a pre-CHAN tournament that will help us to be competitively ready for the tournament that is in January, CHAN. And we are waiting then for making ourselves ready for the March tournament to serve us as a bridge towards the do or die clashes against in March 2021 against Algeria at home and Zimbabwe away, because in November 2 matches against Botswana, Algeria and Zimbabwe are 12 points at the field of play. We need to go to the field of play counting that if football asks us to eat grass, but to get as many as possible points to qualify to the final tournament of AFCON. And then based on the confidence that we are expecting to get from the triple filter, first filter is meaning CHAN, Africa Cup of Nations qualifying to go into the World Cup qualifiers, where we are from 31st May to 15th June, 30th August to 7th September, and 4th to 12th October in our group, where we are with Equatorial Guinea, with Mauritania and Tunisia, to be as much as possible competitive. But as I say, instead of talking about that is after, I would rather talk about this that is supposed to inject us and our players with a sense of confidence, together with you as a media, together with us in technical team, together with the people managing the game, together with stakeholders, to build a momentum inside our players that will make them aware that time is to be counted. And my final words are, every single player on every daily basis that we are counting on, I'm trying to challenge, I'm trying to positively provoke inside them. After 2 times Zambia not going to Africa Cup of Nations, gentlemen, that you are supposed to play for Chipolo Polo, you are having a challenge. You're having a challenge of your life. Are you going to be remembered with as a people that are capable and able but have not achieved anything? Or you are going to write your own history and put back Zambia on football map of Africa, final tournaments of Africa Cup of Nations and going to the World Cup? Question is for all of us. Answers will come, because We need to keep our deeds and our work where our mouth is. We could talk days, but practical action is in front of us, and I stand available to all of you for any questions that you are possibly putting in front of, because for every why that comes from you, and you are representatives of the spiritual owners of Chipolo Polo, and those are 18 plus million Zambians, we need to have an answer because of your work.
Thank you very much, Coach. At this point, we invite a few questions from new members of the press. Yes, sir.
My name is Brian, CBC Television as well as Pan-African Radio. Yes, you've just talked of players that happened to export from this season to the soon coming season, which is the 2020-2021 season. When you look around Africa, other countries like Nigeria, they've exported players like Osmani, who was playing for Liu, now to Napoli.
Osimhen, I know it.
Yes. TP Mazembe DR Congo,
Jackson Muleka.
Yes, going to Belgium. Then ours here in South Africa and Tanzania. And you are to make the best out of these players. What do you make of our players' movement as compared to our competitors around the continent?
Very professional question. I want to thank you for that. And I would like to say, you know, in Africa, when you analyze who has won the African Cup of Nations, because I told, in order to reach the heights, you need to compare yourself with the criteria, standards, benchmarks that are set by. You could have an extremely strong league, 2006, 8, and 10 that Egypt won. You could have a balance between players playing on continent and out of continent, like it was with Zambia 2012. You could have 2013 Nigeria, best combination, even local player Sandemba scored a winning goal in the finals against Burkina Faso, having combination local and players playing outside. We have 2015 all Ivory Coast team played outside. Here 2017 all team of Cameroon played outside. Here 2019 all team of Algeria playing outside. It is something that has set the standards, and we have no right to go below those standards. We need to fulfill dreams, ambitions, and expectations of our supporters, and if we want so, our players need to target as much as possible competitive leagues. I would be the most happy person if two players that went to the direction of Tanzania and South Africa are actually staying with us and then being at competition Chan, where thousands of scouts are coming to see. We, from there, with performance, result, talent, and quality of our players, we raise the attention of big clubs outside, but unfortunately it is not meant to be. And I would like to say players are going due to economical reasons, due to competitive desire to change the environment. And I could tell you, I'm just waiting after this to meet Charles Zulu and to present him everything regarding Cape Town City, that is extremely competitive team with a coach that has coached on the highest level in the Holland League. With all the players there that have been on the highest international level. For example, Abubakar Momara, that was my player that has put Neymar in his pocket on Olympic Games 2016 and whatsoever. And I want him to be accommodated in the right way, the way Rally supposed to be accommodated in Tanzania with former Chipolo Polo coach, my personal friend, and players that are there that are also known to me and whatsoever. But of course, with this what we have, we are not happy and satisfied. We were looking that we are in normal situation. Now in this period we are supposed to look for European clubs the way you have mentioned others are doing. However, under circumstances we need to find a way. Under circumstances we need with their performance, because I believe that next year Cape Town City will compete for the league. And I can assure you this, it is not by accident that they beat Mamelodi Sundowns now. And you are having a situation, Simba will probably play in group stages of Champions League. And this is a new platform given to our players to knock on the door of Chipolo Polo, because we shall use the competitive aspect of merit that everyone that deserves to be called will be called and serve the nation in the best possible way. But in a longer run, we are expecting that CHAN is perfect platform that 4 matches in November and March in Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers are perfect platforms for our players to rebrand one brand that I respect so much, that Africa respects so much, that all of us we are expecting from, and that brand is called Zambian football player. And that brand needs to be rebranded by good performance, so that good performance knocks on the door of big clubs. And to reach those big clubs, performance is the only merit that people are looking at, and we are looking forward to see exactly that happen with momentum that we are looking to build in times ahead of us.
Jen?
Morning, Coach. My name is Jen Mwenda from Ro FM radio station. With the new dates which we've been given, of course, by CAF approving that between October and, of course, coming United, there will be a lot of compact tournaments. So, as a coach, what criteria are you going to use to see that every player is placed in a
in order to get those points that are only measurement, we can talk, we can whatsoever, but field of play is the only place where you cannot hide, is not bush. Everything is transparent, everything is with responsibility and accountability, and results are the only that count. I would like to tell you that every single player that plays locally, we control to the coaches that we are having there. Every single player that plays outside, some players even they don't know that we have our technical eyes inside their teams, through their teammates, through their coaches, through everything. So whatever they do is simply judged, recognized, and seen. So we are in front of a neurosurgeon operation. This is not, and now I say we shall win all and whatsoever. How to win is in question, and to do that we want to put the deepest possible attention to the details. And when we put attention to the details, we need to look introspection into ourselves, to bring the players that at given time are in the best possible form that could help the team individual to be put in the puzzle of mosaic of the team to give us performance and result. And also to do the inspection with attention to details of the opponent teams, Botswana, Algeria, we are having Zimbabwe in Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, Guinea, Tanzania, and Namibia in the CHAN. And all these things, I can assure you, matches are played in November, January, and later on in March. But we are already playing behind the scenes without your eyes being seen. And I want to use the opportunity here, many of you following on the social media our players, you are really helping us so much, because something that we already know, for example, here person in front of me and all of you, please come together, let us share information. We are clever as much as we know. Let us not allow our players any hiding place. Let us squeeze them as a lemon last cell of their energy for the national interest. Let them die a little for the country, because we know what it means to all of us. And I would just say that that invisible match is ongoing, and that invisible match is played behind the scenes, and you are participants in that match with everything what you do, the way you report, the way you build momentum, the way we try to build the confidence and believe in us, our players, the way we communicate with them and showing them importance of the moment, because it's very big test of character, measurement of our values, and time of football truth for Zambia and Zambian football.
Michael.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Well, I have a number of questions for you.
You're
Okay, yeah, thank you. My first question is your advice to players such as, Justin Shong. I'm sure you are aware of what happened just a few days ago. But of course, I want you to narrow your not to narrow your advice to Justin Shong only, but players who are representing Zambia, as ambassadors for the Zambian game away from this country. And of course, we do have players who are playing outside Zambia, but of course, they have never featured for the Zambian National Soccer Team. What's your encouraging words to those players such as Katamwape, who are doing well in the is it MSL League One in the United States? And of course, my last question to you, with the period of staying in Zambia as national team coach, and of course, I'm sure you must have had assessed each and every player, both local and of course those doing well outside the country. Can you safely say that, looking at the way you have assessed the players, you are now safe to say, come the qualifiers in November, Zambia is able to beat Botswana and of course progress to the AFCON come 2020?
First of all, I owe you, and you need to know. I would like to share a personal secret with you. I count you as a partners in business called football, because we are responsible here on this side to make millions happy. And that to happen, whatever you possibly get information from South Africa, whether in written and whatsoever, you need to have triple approach. One is you read. Second, read between the lines what intention is between the lines. You need to learn to read between the lines. And third, try to get the pure truth. In regards to Shonga, I would just like to say, during my 2 years in Orlando Pirates, two of them, Mulenga and Shonga, have been pillars of that team, and we fought for the league and whatsoever. And moment when I have gone, everything has turned upside down. And I can assure you, you can blame the players 99%, but there is still 1% of the aspect that is with the things that are set up and unbelievable injustices towards, for example, I will just mention two players, Shonga and Mulenga. Shonga, that player called Lorch, in the prohibited lockdown situation, comes in conflict with his wife and comes to Shonga, poor guy, and put himself on Instagram Live, and he tell to Instagram Live, I'm at my friend's Shonga's place. That causes that both of them are suspended. Club is returning back Lorch to the competitive team. Shonga is still out, poor guy, training and whatsoever. This is a cruel life of being foreigner in a country, with the highest degree of respect to South Africa. I want to look at South Africa in the best possible way, but you need to know that a life of professional is not easy. You need to be 2 times better, 3 times more quality and whatsoever in order to succeed. At present with Shonga, that has scored more than 15 goals for the national team, we cannot just put him in the dustbin. We need to act as elder brothers, parents, life guides, teachers, and as such we need to advise in order to not lose him. It's easy to lose the person, but harder is to extend the hand of support. And from the chairman of the club to the coach to everyone, I'm getting the right informations, and I strongly hope that this will come to an order in soon time. But all that has been done in order to keep him in Orlando Pirates, because many clubs are interested. At present, for example, one team from, just to tell you, from Istanbul, when I have seen, I could not believe that club is not allowing him to go. And this is then also touching with that issue about our players going. Interest for our players is huge, and there is there. But sometimes you are in an unfortunate situation that you are locked with the interest of the club. So they are keeping him there, and that is what happened. Then second story of also Mulenga there, that you have situation in first match, he starts against Sundowns, second match on the bench, third match out of bench. Is meaning, you know, I have no right to comment coaches, no, and whatsoever, but it's huge injustice. But that injustice, I could not send Zambia's defense forces to defend them there. They have only one weapon to defend, and that is be much better than those players and fight for your place. And we shall see what will come in times ahead of us. But very crucial is to understand, that is not easy for foreigner, and we are doing so much behind the scenes in order to strengthen them mentally, to understand that they need to fight their own battle and to show that they're able, and that until November they have chance. If they succeed to reach competitive form, good and well. If not, we have done our best. At least our conscience is clear. Regarding the players doing well and whatsoever, even you have mentioned one player in MLS, I will mention even that boy Troy Chiabi that has scored hat-trick in the friendly match and whatsoever, and there are other players that we are following, and believe me, we sleepless nights and hard-working days are behind us in here and ahead of us. And we shall also not allow that quality that Zambia has in blood of our players worldwide, Africa and inside, will be properly used, properly assessed and properly judged. I want, and I have two targets with the Zambian football players: to establish authority of knowledge, showing them that I know something with the experience that they have in African football, to add on already what they have, to spice it up and to add the value. And second is authority of justice. Authority of justice is that no player will be favored, no player has a right to say, I'm there. No, you are not there. You need to earn and deserve. And this is my obligation of justice towards all the supporters. And I can assure you that this will happen exactly. Seeing everything, I could with confidence say that we have everything what it takes to take us to Africa Cup of Nations after missing 2 times. However, there is that sense, we need all of us to feel that our players are like students, that they know what the exam will bring, but still there is that unpredictability and trickiness in the game of football that says we shall still see what will happen. However, as people that are living under the most transparent way to be you to see what we are doing, the most responsible way that you know that we are responsible to you and millions of supporters, and accountable, because we cannot say that we do something if we do not bring a result, and accountability is a measurement. We shall rest assured, make sure that we are there and let the action talk.
Good morning, Coach. My name is Aaron Manga from Zamford. I have 2 questions. My question is, obviously we've talked about a number of players who are playing outside Zambia, and they are having, and those that are having game time. How have you assessed? Are you impressed with the performances of players like Patson Dakova at game time, Emmanuel Edward you've mentioned, and yesterday Kampandung scored? Are you impressed with the way those players who are having game time are playing? And what's your advice to those national team players who are part of the national team setup? Well, yes, of course, you haven't played with the foreign players in the game, but those that have been there before but are not having game time, what's your advice to those players and wish to come back to the national team?
Who you mean in this case that are having
the number of players who are struggling to have game time, like you've talked about Augustine Mlenga, who isn't having the most game time, Justin Shonga obviously suspended, Lazarus Kambole not having the best of game time with Kaiser Chiefs, Austin Moore, and a few others?
First of all, I need to tell you that football is our soul food to all of us. When I'm here, I have 2 jerseys, as I told, one out and one below of supporter. Outside is coach, inside is supporter. And as a supporter, of course, you need to be proud and happy seeing Emmanuel Wanda scoring that goal Edward Chilufya scoring that goal, every single pass, every single goal scored of Patson Daka and Eno Wepu is looked at in a special way, especially that club has decided that they will keep them for this season, as per my information from insiders. And now that are going to play the UEFA Champions League, now that have a platform, every single step they do, they are practically fighting for better platform to play in bigger team in the next season that will come after this. But on that road, an important role need to play also the way they do in their respective clubs locally in UEFA Champions League, but also in the national team in November and March. And this is why happy where they are at present, but still seeing the room for improvement and space for development in their performance, expecting them to reach their highest possible competitive form before November, so that we are ready to deliver for the nation. Then it's nice to see also Rings Kangwa scoring that goal and calls that I got after asking me some people from some countries that are far away from Russia but in top 5 leagues of Europe, asking who is this boy, what is and whatsoever, because you have seen the way ball went and whatsoever. It has been an unusual direction and whatsoever, and goal that so many people have seen. Our players outside need to understand that they are so much under the light of everything they do, and every single step, every single training, everything counts. And I urge them that times ahead of us are really using to, on every single day, they are telling to themselves that new day is new step, and I'm much better than I was today than I was before, and I want to be tomorrow much better than I'm today. With such approach, following the simple and the biggest attention having to the details, we shall see what will happen in front of us, but this is an soul food, seeing that players do well, concern when they do not do, and living 24 hours, 7 days, 365 with this team. I need to tell you that national team is like a small baby that you really need to take care. Sometimes that baby disappoints you, but on the way you love it. And I know that Zambia love that baby called Chipolo Polo and want that baby with steps of 7 miles to make nation smile.
Shima.
Yes. Coach Shambavote from Zambian National Team. Coach, seeing that some of Zambia's most dependable players have been off form for the last 12 years football in the last 6 months or so, how difficult does it make, how difficult will your job be to come up with the best 11 by November?
Extremely difficult. As I told, we are playing an invisible match. We are fighting for something every single day that is called competitive advantage ahead of our opponents, Botswana. And if we want to reach that, something need on daily basis to change. And that to change, we have 2 choices. One choice is to be pro-reactive and wait and cry and be blame shifters, but players are not playing, what shall we do, whatsoever, or being proactive to show the guard and to fight to bring the players in the best possible shape. Time ahead of us is look like ample, but it's not ample. It's not ample because the way time since this COVID started, past these last 4, 5, 6 months, changing life of this planet and all of us, it will come very soon. And we need always to emphasize that in communication with the players, to give. Of course, last judgment will come to us, and I can assure you now that coming November, some people will be even surprised. It could happen. I have come here with one thinking that names are not playing football. In recent days, you have seen Barcelona that names are not playing. You have seen so many other aspects that names are not playing. So we shall call and look at the people that will succeed in the race of getting competitive form until November to be the people that we shall purely rely on. Of course, we cannot now press the button and say we dismantle all the team that played against Zimbabwe last competitive match and bring the new ones. We still have them, so I want them to pull the sleeves, to pull the socks, to be the man enough, fight for the competitive form that will raise our attention, that will tell us that we could trust them. And this is now ongoing match behind the scenes.
Morning, coach. My name is Robinson from Zambian National. Saying that you have already lost Larry Warrior and Charles Zulu, who would have been part of your, I guess they would have been part of your childhood. Are you not worried that you might lose quite a number of influential players for Chan? And with the transfer window open, what advice would you give to the players with pending transfers abroad as we wait for Chan? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would just say like this. We have not by accident from 131 players put the line to 28 that were supposed to go to Uganda for the tournament and for the Chan and whatsoever. We have then expanded that and done the individual training program for 55 of them, and 55 players are counted on. However, on daily basis, we are revising that list with someone dropping out, with someone coming in, like now, players going outside, they are dropping from that list. With players dropping out, we are assessing. There is movement within the country, and we would be happy that if there is any strengthening, let the teams that are representing the country on the CAF inter-club competitions strengthen their teams with possibly those players that we shall count on, so that in CAF Confederation Cup and CAF Champions League are getting necessarily game time and international exposure and mileage in the legs that will help us later having as much as possible strong Chan team. Second issue is movement outside. Due to economical reasons, like there were those two, players have gone, but we cannot cry for the milk that has gone. So we need to look to produce, and I can assure you, anyone could go. But when I look behind myself with this, what I have seen, I can assure you Zambia has capacity within. This is why when the players go outside, we still have within Premier Division and First Division players, and we want to stretch ourselves also to the provinces. Maybe some of the players will knock on the door and show us that are people for the future. And when I'm looking at that, I will just tell you one personal experience. When Uganda beat DRC and whatsoever, I have gone, years back, I have gone to the regions to look at the players. And President of Federation, when they were supposed to play against Senegal, he was calling me and telling, are you seeing our team? I told him, I'm seeing. He's telling, are you seeing that 7 players are coming from your selection that you have done deep in the villages, finding untapped talent and whatsoever. You know, I felt proud in a moment, and I thought to myself that even here mission is not accomplished. We cannot look at, for example, our Chan team, and I'm proud of that. That 2016 with Mali, I had the youngest team on the tournament, Chan. Even now, we cannot look at the players that are over, for example, 26, 27, 28 maximum, but to have players 29, 30 and taking them to Chan is a bit clash of logic, because those players are already outgoing. We need to give chance on Chan as a platform of good promotion for the future senior team players that are in big AFCON and World Cup supposed to represent us, we need to give them time and place to show themselves, to gain that confidence and competitiveness, and to be enough good for that. So I believe that we shall have, if not the youngest, one of the youngest teams. About talent, I do not doubt, because talent has never been the question mark. But I need to find a way that I inject the competitiveness inside the players so that we are really mentally strong, physically fit, technically and tactically competitive, and good enough for the chance to represent Zambia in the best possible way.
I'll take the last question.
I have two questions, Coach. The first one is that I'm sure you've been watching the last round of the 10th Super League games in the local league. Of course, we have now new entrants in the cup games. That's our Forest Rangers as well as NAPSA Stars. Being a coach who has been exposed in different clubs on the continent, what would you advise the two teams that are going into, I think, a tough battle? The Obiamanga is the best on the continent. So as a coach, having played in different leagues, what's your advice to Forest and NAPSA? Sorry. Second question is that you spoke about two friendlies coming up this year. Are these friendlies part of the Chan Cup next year, or are they just going to help build the team altogether?
First thing is regarding the Forest Rangers and NAPSA. We are at disposal. We have also met with the technical teams of respective teams. Going first time, you know, as a first time comer in interclub, you can be humbled and disappointed in any way. This is why first step on that road is for those teams to strengthen themselves enough, because present state, with all due respect to them, will probably not be enough to reach the group stages of Confederation Cup and Champions League. But to reach the Champions League and group stages of Confederation Cup, they need to strengthen the teams, and this is the first step that they are doing. Second step is right preparations that is standing in front of them. And here I would like to say that it's crucial to know that we shall have special workshops for them, workshops for their management that will be aware what are the challenges of playing away on the continent in the countries where they will play once we get the draw. This is regarding the managing the team and traveling arrangements and other things that are now, due to COVID, in huge problem. And second aspect is directly technical on the field of play. We need to know what to do if we get Mozambique or Angola team. We play Portuguese Lusophone type of football. What if we get the Francophone type of football? What if we get Anglophone type of football? Or what if we get COSAFA, SECAFA, WAFU, or North African teams? So all these, we shall have some workshops where we shall strengthen ourselves. And I'm here as a servant and soldier, ready, all my experience, all my connections and network of friends to involve in this for the national cause, because every single outing of our respective representatives is a good step for Zambian football, and we cannot allow this chance to go away from us. All teams, from Forest Rangers itself, NAPSA, Green Eagles that have experience of last year, Nkana, we want them to do well, and we stand available for them. Please just remind me, because
the second question was about the two friendlies which are coming up.
Yes. Oh, okay, regarding two friendlies, I need to tell you something. You know, COSAFA planned to have the tournament, COSAFA tournament, that was supposed to be in June, to have it in October as a bridge towards international engagements. And now we have two aspects. One is to bring the best senior national team and to take it there to win the tournament, but still not knowing the truth where we are at present. This is why that tournament we would like to take the Chan team there, but in the same moment when we have Chan team, We need to have even outing for the senior team, for the players that are playing professionally in Europe and elsewhere, and equally to provide for them competitive engagements, so that in those competitive friendly matches we are trying, we are testing, we are experimenting. And then when it comes November, we are just competing. You cannot try, test, and experiment against Botswana. There you are competing because you are looking for the points. It's do or die. It's like bomb. You either throw at them or they throw at you. So in order to throw at them, we need to try, test, and experiment and make our players ready and in full momentum before the November restart of the qualifiers.
Thank you very much, Coach. And I think on that note, we've come to the close of our press conference. Thank you very much for coming, and I wish you a very good day.
Maybe on a lighter note, and of course away from Zambian football, PSG or Bayern.
Look, I am a privileged person because due to network of friends in my life, the technical director Hasan Salihamidzic Braco of Bayern Munich is my personal friend for many years, and also I got an offer to take a Zambian player to B team of Bayern.
Okay.
And we shall see how this thing will go. And then assistant coach to Tuchel is a guy from Hungary, and this is neighboring country to me, and I know him personally. So I have people inside, and I could tell you small details will decide, and we just await like sweet cake in front of us. UEFA Champions League finals.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.